Let's take you here now. The South African Police Service is in an alleged crisis. It's been reported that a number of top positions in SAPS have been declared vacant by National Police Commissioner Khehla Sitole's second-in-command, Lieutenant-General Francinah Vuma. This happened just days before President Ramaphosa issued a notice to suspend Sitole. Vuma, along with Sitole, was found guilty of protecting the interests of the governing ANC and not the citizens of South Africa in their failure to hand over documents to the police watchdog Ipid, which was investigating the attempted 45 million rands grabber procurement in December 2017 prior to the ANC's elective conference. Now, for more on this, we're joined via Zoom by senior researcher at the Institute for Security Studies, Johan Burger. Johan, thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Now, Johan, help us make sense of these latest developments within the SAPS. It would appear we've been here before as it relates to some sort of leadership crisis. What do you make of the reports suggesting that the SAPS is in a crisis?
Well, in all fairness to the police, I don't think the current reorganization process has much to do with the crisis that the police service is experiencing, because they've been in this crisis for quite a while now. But the current process, it seems to us, is more in line with one of the recommendations in the National Development Plan of 2012, where it was recommended that a process should be undertaken by the police or within the police service to assess police management or police officers, and we suggested at the time that they should start right at the top. So although we have some criticism to the current process followed by the police, I think this is what they are attempting to do. So yeah, I don't think we should regard this process in itself as the result of a crisis within the police or the crisis.
Having said that, we know there have been some form of, relationship issues between the National Commissioner, who is now facing a suspension or, dismissal, as well as the Police Minister. Talk us through, what some of the dynamics there could be, and is there political interference of any sort?
Yeah, well, it's you are correct. I think there clearly are a number of issues, contentious issues in the top leadership of the police service. But just to emphasize the point, we should set this apart from the restructuring process, which I think is an organizational issue that flows from the National Development Plan. But in terms of the leadership crisis, it is currently at various levels. We are well aware, it's often reported in the media, the existing tensions between the National Commissioner of Police and the Minister of Police. We also know the Minister is on a record. It was made public in the media that he requested earlier this year to establish a board of inquiry to look at the fitness of the National Commissioner to hold office. I think that was after the first High Court judgment against General Sitole and two of his deputies. So that tension has been present for a while now, and I think that has created a number of difficulties for both the minister and the police, because they still have to work together. And then at the top leadership, we are aware often of the internal battles between the National Commissioner and some of his generals. We know about his attempts at removing General Peter Jacobs from crime intelligence to the inspectorate, something that most of us found difficult to understand and to accept. And then there's the issues with Jeremy Veery in the Western Cape, and a number of other difficulties. So I think that creates a number of problems in terms of legitimacy within the police service for its top leadership, and also, of course, with the public. How on earth can we expect the public to have trust and confidence in the police if you have these kinds of tensions and public battles between the top leaders in the police service?
And in fact, just a recent example, we've seen that the public is not happy in the Western Cape, where the minister had to defend the work that the police, do. But help us understand this. With this vacancy in the leadership position, what impact does that have on crime, and fighting crime on an everyday basis for the South African citizen? I mean, of great concern also is the fact that we are going into these local government elections in a couple of days' time, 20 days, in fact. Is the police going to be able to manage the internal squabbles while fighting crime on the ground?
Yeah, it's a very good question. I think to deal with the first issue first, we are cautiously in support of the restructuring process, because that's in line with the recommendation from the National Development Plan that we support. The only concern we have is the absence of independent experts on these panels. So only from apart from the police, the only other representatives they have are from the police unions, and we are not certain that they are as independent as one would hope to see. So there's a concern, but essentially, if they perform this function well in terms of rematching these officers to their positions, then it would, in my view, build legitimacy for those individuals. If they can go back to their positions, those that are sent back to those positions or rematched, they can then claim that they were properly assessed by these panels, high-level panels, and found to actually fit the requirements for those positions. That should enhance their standing in those positions. As I said again, just a pity that they did not involve experts from outside. That would have certainly made these processes more transparent and credible. So that's the one problem we have with that. Other than that, I think it has a lot of benefits to these officers reappointed to their positions or moved to other positions if they are successful during these assessments. As far as the elections, for example, are concerned, I'm quite satisfied with the structures, the operational structures that the police have in place. They built on many years of doing similar security focused operations for elections as well as other major events. And they have the structure, they have the experience. And my information is that they have all of these in place for the local elections, the protection, security. So that is in place. Then also, I think once these processes are completed and we have officers in their positions that are felt to be suitable and qualified for those positions, I think it can contribute towards, if this is made public and the public are properly informed about these processes and the outcomes of this, make it public, open it up, then I think that would certainly also contribute to improving and increasing public trust and confidence in the police.
Senior researcher at the Institute for Security Studies, Johan Burger, thank you so much for your time this afternoon.